begin. It's the win. Listen, laugh, and learn and understand. Hope, believe that you can. It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.
Welcome to the Win Show. We're so glad you joined us. I'm Paula Fellingham, CEO of the Women's Information Network, thewinonline.com. We're the online home for all women, all ages, a community of women helping women live joyful lives filled with passion and purpose. Our hosts are Suzanne Peterson, fabulous nurse and mother of four. Laura Lee Christensen's the Executive Vice President of the WIN. And Kim Coles is an actress, comedian, speaker, and show host. Our guest today is Angela Johnson. You know, when people are personally empowered, their lives, their families, and their communities are forever improved. Angela Johnson, she's the CEO and founder of Illuminated Woman and Biz Divas. She's here to talk about her commitment to change the world one person at a time through empowering women. I love that mission.
I love your connection with the win.
Yes, thank you.
I love your title, the term Illuminated Woman, and I love being around you because you radiate, you have an aura of light, of caring. Is that what you mean by Illuminated Woman?
You know, illuminated woman can mean a lot of different things. You know, and sometimes, and that's actually one of the top questions I get, sometimes we think, well, an illuminated woman, if I can say that, must be somebody that has it all together, that has the picture-perfect life, has the picket fence, everything. But actually, what an illuminated woman is any person, a man, woman, child, teen, that believes in the possibilities more than the current circumstances. And we've all been in those situations where we're faced with a challenge or, you know, it's just something where we think, how are we going to move forward? How are we going to take that step? And it's just believing in that possibility that there's something more, that listening to that spark inside of us that, okay, I can get through this, I'm stronger than the situation, and I can go forward. And the most beautiful part is when we look back on our lives and think, how did I get through that? And oh my goodness, I'm so glad that happened, because that illumination, that spark that happens wouldn't have happened if that situation didn't come into my life.
Oh, I love that. And do you see that part of the challenge as you work with women, part of the challenge is that they don't believe that they can be illuminated?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think over time we forget, you know, the mission of Illuminated Woman is empowering women to remember their greatness. And so remembering, that's a key word, because it means that there's already something there.
Yes.
And so when we take that step forward, even when we're not sure where the step goes, remembering that there is that strength within us. And so just allow that to shine forward, and really is taking that step, even if it looks dark or even if it's uncertain ground, but taking the next step, to be willing to just take the step. And that's what really starts the whole illumination, that spark that happens.
Angela, I'm so
sorry.
We were talking before the show about what you were just saying about circumstances that come into our lives. And I totally believe that we're presented with obstacles for a reason, and that we can choose in that moment how we're going to react or respond to that. Now, not every woman, of course, feels that way. So do you have steps to offer for women who maybe have difficulty with that?
Well, absolutely. You know, I can use my personal experience. You know, I've experienced depression, eating disorders, addiction. I have a family, my youngest sister, and she's given me her permission to share her story. She was a meth addict for 3 years. And so according to statistics, she should be dead, still using, or in jail. Those are commonly the three things that happen with addiction. And so as I experienced this horrendous, you know, experience with her, we made a commitment, we made a pact to each other. What are we going to do every day to make sure that one more young woman doesn't have to experience that pain and that tragedy? And so that's what happened. And so to answer your question, what has happened is when you're in the depths of it, when you're in the darkest hour, that illumination, that spark that happens, can happen when we least expect it. And so my encouragement and my coaching for women who maybe are in that position, even if it's just facing the economy or wondering how they're going to raise their kids, take the next step. Just believe that there's something, even if you don't know what it is, believe in there's something that you have to offer to the world.
Yeah, that gives them hope.
That it matters.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
gives them hope. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really a process of courage or faith, having faith
huge
to
courage.
move forward.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So you're passionate about this. What drew this passion? Where did this come from to start this movement? Seems like it's a movement.
It is, and I'm so glad that you said that it is a movement to really change the world, one person or many groups of people at a time. And so what started that is I started looking at women in my life, my mother, my grandmother. My mother is a person that had a dream to go back to college after raising a family, working full-time. How is she going to do this? Well, my graduation day when I graduated from college was one of the best days of my life because my mother and I graduated on the same day. It was amazing. So I saw this woman who believed in the possibilities, that she knew education would empower her life and do more for her family than believing in the current circumstances of how she can afford this and raise a family and work full-time while doing this. And so it's
started an illuminated woman.
And so it's the women in my life and also great leaders. You know, Mother Teresa, she believed in possibilities. Martin Luther King is one of my favorite. I have a dream. But what's that dream inside of all of us to be willing to share that? And that's what it's about.
Taking that first step.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Getting through the fear and just taking that first step.
So give us some tips. Talk to the sweet ones out there who would love to know what are 1 or 2 things that they can really focus on to help.
Sure. You know, I think the biggest thing is because we've all been in those quiet moments when we think, well, can I do this? Can I do this? Listen to that. Listen to that in your heart. It's pulling at your heartstrings for a reason. There's a message in your heart that the world is waiting to hear. And even if you don't know who's going to listen to you or who's going to follow you, take that next step, because if anything else, you hear yourself. And when you can look in the mirror and say, this is my message for me, and know that there are other women who are experiencing the same things. And when we can unite arms and lock together, we're unstoppable. We are absolutely unstoppable.
No question about it. Let's talk about your show. What is the name of your show?
So the show is the Illuminated Living Show. So it talks about all areas of life that really make a difference. And so we deserve to have it all. That's another thing that I love. I absolutely deserve to have it all. And so to empower women to know that. And that looks different for every single person. So I think that's another really important thing, that we don't have to fit into the box or the mold, that it looks a lot of different ways. And so to make our own illumination, make our own power, make our own story, our own message.
Thank you so much for being with us. Didn't the time
my
fly
honor.
by?
Yes,
it always does. Always does.
You're marvelous.
Thank you
you
so much.
You're welcome, Angela. And we invite you and all of your friends, tell the women about this, thewinonline.com, where you'll get solutions from fabulous people like Angela, and you'll share your good ideas, and you'll be able to really connect with women worldwide. Have a wonderful day, and choose to live joyfully with passion and purpose.
It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.